you can't be afraid to fail, because it means you're trying and innovating, and some of it's going to work and connect, and some of it's going to be kind of a miss.
Welcome to Honest Ecommerce, a podcast dedicated to cutting through the BS and finding actionable advice for online store owners. I'm your host, Chase Clymer, and I believe running a direct-to-consumer brand does not have to be complicated or a guessing game. On this podcast, we interview founders and experts who are putting in the work and creating real results. I also share my own insights from running our top Shopify consultancy, Electric Eye. We cut the fluff in favor of facts to help you grow your e-commerce business. Let's get on with the show. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Honest Ecommerce. I'm your host, Chase Clymer, and today we're welcoming to the show Keith Eshelman. He's the co-founder and CEO of Parks Project. Parks Project is an outdoor lifestyle brand that exists to inspire people to leave parks better for future generations. Keith, welcome to the show.
Yeah, good to be here. Thanks, Chase.
Yes, thank you for being here. I've been wanting to have you on as a guest for quite some time, and I'm happy to finally have you. So quickly, let's let the listeners know that aren't aware, what are the actual products that you guys are selling these days?
Yeah, we're an apparel brand that also makes some accessories, headwear, drinkware, and home goods. But everything speaks to the mission of the brand and trying to leave parks better, like you just said. And we always try to bring some fun, youthful graphics and fashionable things to the outdoor market.
Absolutely. So take me back in time. Where'd this idea come from?
Yeah, the idea goes way back. It was a personal event for me, and my daughter came into the world 10 years ago. I was taking paternity leave in Big Sur, which is a beautiful California parkland, and I saw a trail closure and didn't really know much about how trails were maintained or how that could happen. And it got me involved in doing trail work. And the trail work led to more volunteer work in the parks and to doing habitat restoration and things like that. So early days, Parks Project was actually more, a small volunteer group, and I was getting friends together and we'd go do work, and thought it was a little bit more intense and fun event aside from, let's say, like a beach cleanup. And, through spending time in the parks, it grew into, hey, wow, could we create products that kind of speak to these projects that we're learning about? And then the products, we could probably do it a little bit better than what was out there in the marketplace. And we could distribute them in a more kind of holistic manner, because a lot of the park products were only sold in the park stores. So you kind of combine the mission and social enterprise with the I'd say disruption of distribution with an innovative product, and it paved way for Parks Project to be born about 8 years ago.
Absolutely. Can you walk me through kind of the first iteration of the business and the first product launch and kind of what was going on and what you guys were bringing to market and how you actually sold it?
Oh, I mean, you have year zero, early products, which were, doing our best. It was more an idea than, making best in class product, that's for sure. But, a lot of the early days, we wanted to really focus on graphics and art as, the primary driver of product. So putting cool stuff on t-shirts, and it was catching on. And, could you really start a brand out of selling t-shirts, basically out of a car and out of a screen printing facility? That's a challenge. And I know a lot of people go for that challenge, and I think it's hard to get over the hurdle of selling ones and twos here and there to, we got into some big wholesale accounts early on, which kind of gave us some volume, which I think is important for your margins and the health of the business, and then being able to also include your e-commerce business on top of that. So early days was apparel, and I mean, it was almost like every year we would crack a handful of new product categories. Some of those today, candles do really well for us. We bring the scent of parks to your home. We've done puzzles. We do footwear collaborations. We just did a Teva sandal and also a New Balance shoe a couple months ago. So I'd say we've pretty much done the whole outfit by now, head to toe, and done a lot of really innovative accessories and homewares too.
Absolutely. How did you guys make that disruptive, as you said, transition to selling these products online? And how did you like find the customers where this product resonated with them?
I mean, we thought these brands, national parks, i.e. Yosemite, Yellowstone, Joshua Tree, these brands were just amazing. They, I think people would wear, a Yosemite product and feel really good about it. It's one of the best places on earth, in my opinion. So what we did is we kind of looked at these places as being a little bit underrepresented in terms of their brands. And could we almost elevate the brand with artwork that's going to really maybe bend reality a little bit, because they have such big icons, being like, the geysers of Yellowstone, or the Joshua trees of Joshua Tree, or Half Dome of Yosemite, El Capitan, etc. So we took, that art and went to market in a unique way with kind of younger, more inclusive models. We did it a little bit differently. And I also attribute some of that to the fact that we were coming from Los Angeles. And I think a lot of the outdoor industry is, in the Pacific Northwest and other places. And we had a little bit different of a perspective. Our friends who were artists did street art and art for kind of rock and roll bands and things like that. So, some of that influence was just organic to who we are and where we were coming from, and some of the influences that we had in life. And just going for it. At the end of the day, that's what, all these ecom startups are doing, is kind of taking a leap of faith and believing in the product, resonating with the customer, and hopefully opening up something new.
Do you remember when, or did you even have this feeling, of like, I think we're onto something here?
Yeah. So there's been a couple moments where we feel like we're onto something, and it continues to this day. But early, I think we're onto some things would be, the first batch of product we made, and we put it in a small shop that was just owned by a friend. It's kind of a favor. And a couple weeks later, he's like, give me some more of those, Point Reyes, Muir Woods, and Yosemite shirts. This was up in the Bay Area. So to me, I think we're onto something always is by product moving. It's selling through and creating demand. That's what you want to do as a business, is drive demand and create demand. And to see it keep on coming is just the ultimate kind of sign of success. I'd also maybe say some of the early press that we got, pre-pandemic, you get that kind of validation from a Forbes or a Fast Company, or these other big media, saying that this is kind of the next new thing.
Hey there, merchant. Are you tired of trying to navigate the wild world of e-commerce on your own? Are you looking for a partner to help you achieve your goals? Look no further than the Shopify Plus agency, Electric Eye. Our team has a proven track record of helping our clients make millions with strategic design and development. Whether you're migrating from a legacy platform to Shopify, designing a new theme for your store, or just looking to optimize what you already have, Electric Eye is the perfect partner for you. Electric Eye are true Shopify experts. Not only is our Shopify knowledge unparalleled, but we have partnerships with all the best tech in the Shopify ecosystem. And don't worry, we're easy to get a hold of. Our clients rave about our fast communication. So here's the deal. If you're an e-commerce business doing over $1 million a year, you can receive a complimentary Shopify diagnostic from our team of experts. That's free, personalized, strategic recommendations to improve your store and grow your business. To get started, head on over to electriceye.io/connect to schedule an intro call with one of our experts. That's electriceye.io/connect. All right, I want you to picture this. You're an e-commerce merchant juggling multiple platforms to manage your email marketing, SMS campaigns, and product reviews. It's a time-consuming and costly ordeal. But with Sendlane, those days of chaos are long gone. Sendlane brings together the power of email, SMS, and reviews all in one convenient place. So you can say goodbye to the hassle of separate tools and hello to simplified operations, increased efficiency, unified customer experience, and huge savings. And I haven't even gotten to the best part. With the all-new free Sendlane reviews, you can leverage social proof to build trust and credibility with potential customers. Let me say that again, free product reviews. With Sendlane, you pay for email and SMS, and you get reviews for free. Sendlane understands that customer feedback is essential for the success of any e-commerce business. That's why they've made it an integral part of their platform without any additional cost to you. By unifying these key components of your tech stack, Sendlane helps you save time and money, all while generating more revenue. Don't let your e-commerce tech stack hold you back. Embrace the unifying force of Sendlane and take your business to new heights. Sign up today and experience the power of streamlined operations, increased efficiency, and revenue growth. Visit sendlane.com/honest to learn more and schedule your free consultation with a Sendlane expert. That's sendlane.com/honest. Now, you guys are really making awesome products there. I'm a huge fan of the brand. I've bought some of the shirts. You have an in-depth knowledge about like buying, and it even goes down to like the different colorways that you're choosing for your products. What can you kind of share a bit of, the insider knowledge of how to really pick that stuff for your first, for any entrepreneur out there that's about to launch a brand?
Yeah. I mean, you got to place safe bets and also take risks, so you want to look at what you're doing, and comp some of the season over season or year over year business and say, we know this moves. Let's make sure we have that in stock. But I mean, if you stay stagnant in one place, other people are going to catch up to you. Right. So some of that does come down to, if we're looking at colors of t-shirts, you need your black, white, and gray. But you always have to add some freshness on top of it, and seasonal colors and what Pantones are trending. All that's published way far in advance. So I think it's really twofold in like securing your business with some almost like anniversary products, but then also pushing it forward because you got to stay ahead of the rest of them. So we've totally failed in trying various categories, and that's part of it. And you can't be afraid to fail, because it means you're trying and innovating, and some of it's going to work and connect, and some of it's going to be kind of a miss, and you got to just deal with it.
Absolutely. Buying products it's a whole job in and of itself. Like every apparel company I know of that has a buyer. Can you talk about some of the importance of buyings and like maybe making those big costly mistakes?
Sure. Fortunately, half of our business is wholesale. So that gives you an indication where, people who are buying and seeing the greater marketplace, that can give you a little bit of a forecast and saying, okay, there was more demand for this versus this. But, within that function, you can do so much kind of analytical work, and it takes a real trained mind as the business matures. Somebody who's done it a couple times over to be able to drive. That's where all your money is. All your money's in inventory, so that's your biggest sort of asset and liability. But within the wholesale buying is basically off of a pre-book, so you have some security there. But the e-commerce buying, it actually isn't as correlated for us to our wholesale. We get some indication from wholesale buyers at REI or Urban Outfitters, which gives us good insights. But our e-commerce customers probably more progressive than the rest of our business. So it really is kind of driving, I guess, the trend of product that we're doing. And it's evolved. We humans evolve, customers evolve, the brand through exposure evolves, and I'd say it's gotten probably a little bit younger, which is a good thing, and spanning more 20 to 45, and there's also the idea that we don't put our customers in kind of the typical demographic. It's more of a way of living. It's somebody who wants youthful energy and fun, fashionable products that speaks to outdoors and conservation. We just try to make sure you're in tune with your customer, who they are and what they're looking for. And we do a lot of consumer insights to gauge, what people are going to want. And then you kind of take your formulaic bottoms up and tops down planning to land on something that feels good and it's not too radical of a change. And then you set out and buy the inventory.
Absolutely. I think it goes back to what you said about placing safe bets and then, taking some risks. Obviously, the buyers are going to buy inventory they know that's going to move, but those risks with the direct-to-consumer customer will buy more interesting colorways that a buyer probably won't take the risk on. And it's amazing to see how those cross over. With our audience, there's a lot of founders out there that are, just getting their feet wet and getting, trying to find product market fit. Is there any advice that you have for an entrepreneur and kind of that part of their business that you can remember from your journey?
Yeah. I mean, some of my staff will call me out on the idea of just turning over rocks all the time, looking for little opportunities. And I think that's what we did a ton of early days is, try, test, learn, iterate, or let it go. And always, what type of collaboration can we do? What product extensions can we do? We just launched a TV show with, Outside Online. Can that correlate to customer acquisition versus, a content play versus getting people to just go to PDPs? Because that's what a lot of us are doing is you're trying to simplify that journey so people just buy and have ease of purchase. Yeah, I think it's a lot of it is discovery and having a curious mind and being open to pivoting when you need to. You're going to discover success points, and then that may be directional. You may discover a success point, and that's also just like a one-time hit, because we've seen that as well. So just, the best thing to do, I used to do a lot of pop-up shops. I do myself because I want to talk to people. Staying close to your customer, I think, is the best advice I could give. And watching the use of your product, and seeing how people style Parks Project goods when they post it on their Instagram. And then it's just, I think a lot of it's relationship management too. It's like they're, investing in you. How do you return the favor and also invest in them with a good customer experience, right? So I think if you can really pay attention to who's buying the product, and then more importantly, who buys it again, right? In terms of like retention of your customers, understand that behavior and use, and whether or not they're providing some word of mouth marketing for you. And then if they are, making sure that you're thanking them and returning the favor. It doesn't have to be via, discounts, but that does help. But simple things like featuring people and, if they have a platform, highlighting their platform as creators or whatever they are. But yeah, a little bit of advice. I'm still learning every day, to be honest. So I don't think it's good for anyone to ever think the work is done and you've found your product. All you need is money to boost your business, because things will evolve and change.
Absolutely. That's probably why you guys got featured as one of the most innovative companies of 2022 by Fast Companies. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yeah, that was just a huge moment for me personally. You asked earlier just about kind of recognition or moments, and growing the business is one thing, but I think when somebody looks at the landscape and says, okay, here's all these people doing all these things, and this company is worth featuring, as the most innovative idea. It's awesome. And the idea is still being fine-tuned, like I mentioned earlier, and the distribution, it still is moving around. Consumer behavior is moving around. So I do think there's a lot more that we haven't even gotten into in terms of really bringing people into the core mission and how we want to get you excited about going into parks. We found some people will buy, let's say, a Yosemite t-shirt because they want to go there and they wear it as almost motivation to like plan that trip. So, I think there's a whole like wellness story about Parks Project, and in the sense that if we can get you into parks, get you outside, hopefully it's going to help attribute to a healthier lifestyle, a sense of place, a sense of connection to nature. And through all those experiences, you're probably going to have some reciprocity around wanting to take care of those places and preserve those places for next generations. And that's kind of the whole story. And that is, my personal story, and spending time outside and wanting to take care of these places for the future. So I'm excited to share that story with more and more people. And I think it'll make people better and also make the world better too. So.
Absolutely, Keith. Now, if there's anyone out there listening that wants to plan a trip to a park like Yosemite, like myself, where do I go to pick up a shirt to be a constant reminder to make those plans?
Oh, it's parksproject.us. But I was going to say, you fly into LAX tomorrow. I'm going to Yosemite, so
I would love to take you up on that, Keith. Next time I'm out there, I'll let you know so we can do a day trip.
Yeah, just to hit the shoulder seasons. Watch out for parks. See a lot of visitors right now. They're trending up. Everyone wants to get into a park. If you can, hit the shoulder season, and if you can, maybe go to the off the beaten track features as well, because if we're using Yosemite as an example, everyone ends up in Yosemite Valley and it gets crowded. And I think that takes away from the visitor experience. So there's a lot more to see, a lot of places to go. And we do have a park finder on our website too. So you can play around with that and see where you want to go parking.
Absolutely. Keith, thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your story.
All right. Thanks, Chase.
We can't thank our guests enough for coming on the show and sharing their knowledge and journey with us. We've got a lot to think about and potentially add into our own businesses. You can find all the links in the show notes. You can subscribe to the newsletter at honestecommerce.co to get each episode delivered right into your inbox. If you're enjoying this content, consider leaving a review on iTunes. That really helps us out. Lastly, if you're a store owner looking for an amazing partner to help you get your Shopify store to the next level, reach out to Electric Eye at electriceye.io/connect. Until next time.